Welcome to Fire Engineering's Training Minutes. I'm David Rhodes, and we're at the Guardian Center's Commuter Rail Training Building. We're here today to talk about some actions that need to take place on the platform before we enter the track to handle any type of emergency. First off, we got to make sure that the power is down. In order to do that, we hit the emergency trip station on both ends of the platform. As a rule of thumb, we want to train all our public safety personnel to make sure anytime they pass an emergency trip station that they hit the button. That gives us redundancy in our plan. The next thing we want to do is make sure we use our transit authority phone. If there's one provided, sometimes they're already in the station. We're going to hook in and go directly to rail control. Rail control is the operations center that makes sure that we can control the movement of the trains, and we can also take the power down on the track. So we don't make any moves off of the platform until rail control says that it's okay to move. Now let's go down on the track and see what happens there. All right, a couple things down on the track. The fire guys would ground and strap the third rail to the regular track, and we've built a prop here to simulate the third rail. It's always going to sit off to the inside of the track. So we've got a grounding strap. They would be using rated electrical equipment that's rated for 30,000 volts. The rail itself is capable of carrying 750 volts to the train. So we want to make sure that it's grounded. We'll have a firefighter here with a hot stick the whole time, making sure that if for some reason the power accidentally comes on, it's going to ground back to the rail and trip the station. We're here at the collector shoe, and the collector shoe touches the third rail where the power is and takes that 750 volts and sends it to the train's motor, and that's what actually operates the train. So we want to stay away from that. This typically has a metal shield over it, so it's a good reminder for you to keep out of that area. And as we said, even if we know the power is off, we still want to treat that as if it was live. Now, I'm going to remove this third rail prop so you can see what it looks like if you were on the other side of the train. So now we've got an exposed collector shoe. And the problem with this is, for a lot of folks that aren't familiar, is that there's three sets of doors on the train. Unfortunately, the two end doors have the collector shoe right under them. And so this is often mistaken for a step. And so some rescuers would come here and they would think that you would step here and go in. But again, we're treating that live and we never want to touch that. It is a possibility that it can charge and be hot, and that's 750 volts. Now, we discussed the three doors on each side of the train, but there's also a door front and rear of the train. And this is where you want to enter if you're entering the train from the track. So this way you don't have to worry about the third rail. You're perfectly safe in the middle here. You're going to enter by using the coupler. A couple of points to note is that these parts of the coupler will actually slide out, and they're labeled for you, not a step, so you don't want to hit that. The coupler itself will move because this is where the train actually hooks to another car if we push them together. So you have to be real careful. Again, you don't want to step on these. So what I like to do is use the top of it, and if you have to, you can step here on the horn. I like to put my foot up here and use the rail. First thing we'll do is unlock the door here. We'll step up, we'll unlock the top, then we'll open the latch and use our shoulder to push into the train. All right, so we've covered some of the basic operations on the platform, how to trip the emergency trip station to kill the power, to talk to rail control to make sure the power is taken off the system, to control the train traffic and make sure no trains are entering the station. And also we looked at the collector shoe. We want to make sure we stay away from that, and then access to the train. Always try to enter from the ends if possible. This is Fire Engineering Training Minutes. I'm David Rhodes. Thanks for joining us.